Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 review. Today we're going to be looking at Mario Super Picross, or Mario's Super Picross to be fair. A lot of you may be looking at this game thinking, well, this looks a bit bland, not really my type of thing, but surprisingly it can actually be quite addictive, because I've got to admit, when I first saw it I thought, well, it's in Japanese, it looks not at all the type of thing I could get into because I don't like Minesweeper, and it's actually really good. The top option is a bit of a training thing. I would recommend avoiding it because it is mainly in Japanese and it's very hard to go through the training. I've found it much easier just jumping into them. Whole aim of the game, I will show you an easy one first, is basically to create a picture by chipping away tiles. The left option allows you to have a bit of a, well, I don't really know what it would be called, but it randomises which blocks are automatically freed up so that it helps you in the puzzle. It's basically a starter type thing. Standard controls are you've got A to chip away blocks and you can put them back, but you wouldn't need to at all. B is to do a little mark there, as you can see, so you could mark saying that's definitely not a block, that could be a block. Unfortunately there's only one type of mark, so you can't use one mark for that can't be a block, one mark for, well, it could be but I'm not sure. It would make it a bit easier, but then again, hard games are better in my opinion. As you can see, those 5 there had to be chipped away because there's only 5 blocks and there's number 5 there, so you then mark that off. This row, it says there's only a block of 1, so that's marked away. This row says there's 2 ones, so that's marked away, and therefore that one cannot be a block. Because the whole point is they've got to be sections of 1 or sections of 3. So very quickly showing you here, the 1's there, which means the 3 has to be there, because that's the only place the 3 could fit without it becoming another 5 or a 4. One of the things that unfortunately makes the game a little easier is the fact that they seem to go in order. For example, as you can see there, 1, 3, you've got the 1, you've got your 3. Here it's 3, 1, so that's the 3 and that's the 1. It can make it a bit easier. It also means that you're able to figure out the 2 there, you've got your 2 in this row, your 2 in this row, and that's the puzzle done. These are just basic puzzles at the moment, just to get you started, get you used to it. So these ones you can do in a few seconds really, if you actually try to get a high score or anything. As you can see, my fastest on that one's 4 seconds, but I don't actually try to do anything because that one's 6:41, and yeah, that one took me 24 minutes. Just exiting. After you beat the first couple sections, you unlock Wario mode. Now Wario mode is for real experts, which is why I haven't beat any. Well, I've done the first 3, but I haven't beat a section, because the whole point of Wario mode is it doesn't tell you if you're right or wrong. When you chip away a block on the other mode, Mario mode, and you're wrong, it gives you a penalty, either 2 minutes, 4 minutes or 8 minutes, depending on how many penalties you've got, and says no, that's definitely not a block. This one, you can just hack away randomly and it will never tell you if you've made a mistake. Which means you really do have to think about this one, because you have to think, well, the 10 could be, it has to be there, but in here the 6 could be anywhere, the 1 could be anywhere, so it definitely makes it a harder game. You can also actually change the music you've got. There's 3 different options. You can do a question mark mode, which is basically a guess mode, so when you chip things away, that goes there. And basically what that means is if you go back onto the question mark, you can either, I think that one is, yes, that one is to accept your changes because you're positive they're there, or you can chip away and say no, they can't be right, so you know what, get rid of them. You can save in the middle of a puzzle, but you can only do it on one puzzle. And to be honest, what with the VC's auto save feature, where I mean if you go into home and then go back to the menu and it saves, then it's not really that useful. But I suppose it could be useful every now and then. Just giving up there, because that was just basically to show you a little bit of Wario mode. After you do the first 4 sections on Mario mode, you unlock another few sections, and then another few sections, and eventually, remember that little puzzle I shown you? The little puzzles turn into this. As you can see, that is a grid of 20 by 20. There's a lot more to chip away, a lot more numbers. Just to show you what I mentioned on earlier on, if you hit a wrong thing then you get a penalty. So there's a penalty of 2, then a penalty of 4, then a penalty of 8, and it keeps staying at 8. Obviously if you run out of time, you automatically lose. This game, a cheat's way of beating it is kind of the way I do it, to be fair, because I'm not that good. Have a mobile phone or something handy with a camera so that you can take a photograph just before you feel, and then you can hack away at all the ones that you know are definite, and you can mark all the ones that you know can't be because of your mistakes. It's a very good game, very addictive game, very large game. It's, I don't know the exact number, I'll quickly work it out. 120, so there's 120 on Mario mode, and Wario mode appears to also have 120, because it's the same as Mario. You have to beat the first 4 sections to unlock more, but if you highlight 10 here and swap over to Wario, all of a sudden they all appear, so that would say to me that this also has 120. So 900 points may seem pricey, but 240 puzzles is a very large amount of puzzles. It's a lot to do, really. I've shown you a few of the little puzzles, I've shown you one of the big puzzles, and basically the range in size. They'll go up from 5 by 5 to 10 by 10 and stuff like that, and you do, the whole object is to make proper pictures. Here you've got some spectacles, or glasses if you will. Here you've got a dolphin, and don't worry, it may look as if the dolphin's moving there, and it is, but it doesn't move on the puzzle. I know that's a very lame thing to say, but you never know. Overall, I reckon it's personally, I think it's a good value for money. 900 points for all these puzzles. It's something that if you can get into, it's very addictive, very engrossing, and the best part is it's a 2-player mode. However, the 2-player mode, while you're both on at the same time, you've only got one time limit. Both your mistakes count towards each other, so it can get to the point where you're wanting to rip your brother or friend's throat out because he thought something had to be there, and then it turned out you've got an 8-minute penalty and you've just lost before you could take a picture. So there we go then. That's been the review. I hope you found it helpful. I don't score the games because that's based purely on opinion, so instead I'll leave you to make your own mind up. So thanks for watching, and if you've got any questions about the game that I didn't answer in the vid or that hasn't been answered in the comments, then feel free to ask and I'll help if I can. Also, if you did find it helpful, don't forget to check out my channel because there's plenty more like this up there, and don't forget to subscribe because there'll be plenty more to come as well. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.